I'm like 5 years out of that. I did 2.5 years of counseling because I wanted to be up to par with the person that I'm trying to be with, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That
want
makes
the things
perfect
that
sense.
hurt me to drag a good relationship
Right.
down. Because the chance of a good, like, a lot of us are not doing the healing. I'm just gonna say that out loud. A lot of us are not doing the healing. A
No,
lot
that's
of
a
us are
fact.
not doing the inner work. We're substituting moving on with somebody so quickly as healing. And that's the absolute opposite. And then if this
Yeah.
person is good for you, you're subject to drag this person to hell
Yeah.
because you're not healed. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right. That's right. That I always say, like the in between time in relations, like after getting out of relationships, is that was something I didn't take heed to either. You know, young, and me probably necessarily thinking like I wasn't a problem. You know, and just
Right.
thinking that, but knowing that nobody's perfect. It was weird to even think that I wasn't a part of the problem, and I know that ain't nobody perfect out here. So it's, you know, I think if we just like critically think and logically think after we get out of these relationships, instead of just holding on to so much emotion from that, you know, and just taking like everything that that person did to us, and you know what I'm saying, like you just did nothing wrong. And I think if you just do some like,
Right.
you know, self healing groundwork, I think we you know we'd be better
Yeah.
for the next person
And just
because
realizing that you're human too. Like you probably, like if somebody did something to you and it hurt you, you probably did some vindictive, maybe not hurtful, but like
you could
a
have.
what I call a lesson. I was a tit for tat person. I
Okay.
grew up believing that a person could not understand unless you made them feel how they made you feel. Do you understand how much work and energy that takes to that's draining in itself.
It is. It is.
You're
It is.
opting to drain yourself out to try to prove a point.
You don't have to
Like,
reciprocate
and it
that
never
energy.
works. It never works because 'cause you're trying to prove a point. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's right. I definitely agree. So, mm, so you said 16 years.
I did a lifetime. Yes, I did.
Yeah, kids came out of that.
I have 2 my 2 youngest children are by him. I had 2 prior children, and he had 16 prior children.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he was one of them. He one
And
of them.
how many? Oh, hold on.
He
He
one
got
of them.
16.
Big step of finesse, baby. I'm telling you. When we initially started talking, he told me he had 5 kids, and I'm like, "I don't," because I have children of my own. I'm like, "Oh, cool, my kids will have brothers, sisters, we gonna make it work,
Mm-hmm.
right?"
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened. That's not
Clearly, 16 is
that's
crazy,
not
and that ain't even your. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even your fault. You can't even
and,
know that.
people some like, people a lot of people know what they're doing. They know that they're trying to finesse you. They know they're trying to get what they want. We as people need to start being more conscious of what do we really want?
Yeah.
What are we really seeking out of our significant other? Because we waste so much time trying to put ourselves or put someone else in a position to either feel like they're not enough or feel like they're exactly what we need. But then when you ask us, what are you looking for in a relationship? You can't get a straight answer.
Yeah. Or it's just the same typical surface level answer. I don't think a lot of people even really truly know. I think it's all regurgitated stuff that we've been saying. Like, oh, I want
We don't
the.
want to be alone. I mean, at the bottom of that, bottom of everything, the foundation is we don't want to be by ourselves. We would like to share our lives with someone else and not feel like we're alone in this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, a lot of things, like for instance, the relationship I'm in now, it's the dynamics of it is really odd because the person saw me go through 16 years of hell.
Mm.
And when we met outside of that relationship, was like I was so much I'm so much more different. But on the other end, he had went through 20 years of the same stuff I went through on a male version.
Mm.
So it's like, are we trauma bonding or
I
are
was just
we
literally,
really
you read
trying
my
to have a
mind.
relationship here?
You read
Yeah.
my mind. I was going to
It's
ask.
a
I'm like,
lot of it was a lot of trauma bonding in the beginning of our relationship, but I will say if you can recognize that for what it is and learn how to help each other because we don't always know that we're trauma bonding. we think that it's just about like, I have so much in common with this person. But when that's over, do you really have anything in common with that person?
That's true.
Because if you don't, that's it's gonna end at
Like pain can't be the only thing.
that you have in common.
It
And then
can't
you
be.
have to get if you've had as much time as we've like wasted, squandered, had taken from us, I'm in a time now. My time is my money. I've never been materialistic. I'm a Chicagoan, bro. Most people, when men meet me, I'm not the typical Chicagoan you would think because most of us have to live in a survival mode mentality.